Welcome back to Fox and Friends. Could privateers help take down cartels in the Caribbean Sea? Republican lawmakers Tim Burchett and Mike Lee hope so. They're introducing bills to both the House and the Senate, respectively. The president would issue a letter of marque, which lets private citizens act against U.S. enemies and seize property, something that has not been done for over 200 years. And it's already gained support from Elon Musk, who says, quote, it would work super well. The man behind the mission, Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett, joins us now. Congressman, so great to have you on. So why do you think this is necessary to have a bill to allow private citizens to do this?
Well, first of all, we're basically under attack, and there's constitutional consequences. This was done by, I believe, President Jefferson first, the Barbary Pirates. It's in the Constitution. It's provided for. It just has to get congressional approval. And I think it's a legitimate way to go after these cartels. They're not they're armed combatants, so they're not necessarily military. So there's a constitutional question. And you know, Congress is like a sieve made out of chicken wire, ma'am. And there's no secrets in this bunch, and there's no loyalty to this great nation, especially our military. And as soon as you know, I remember back when President Trump took out some Soleimani, I believe it was, who's an evil man. And the Democrats in Congress, Pelosi and the rest of them, they were mad that they didn't get his approval, as if he had to take out this dirt bag. And I think it just gives President Trump just another tool in his toolbox to go after him. And Mike Lee is a superstar, man. There's like, outside of Andy Biggs, I think he's probably my favorite Mormon in Congress.
All right. Well, do you think that private citizens will actually do it?
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. And they would be, look, they're not going to run an ad in Soldier of Fortune magazine or down here at Toddy's Backdoor Tavern in Knoxville. They'll have privateers that will be former operators. You'll have SEALs, special operations people. It'll be top notch. There's an insurance provision in this. There's all kinds of things that are. It's just not some ragtag thing like you'd see on some movie somewhere. These are going to be first-rate operators. These are men and women possibly that are some of the most patriotic, well-tuned as you could say, military folks. And I think it's a great way to do it, and it saves all the constitutional back and forth, and it keeps our military out of it.
Well, really quick, 3 days ago, the president reclassified fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. This has huge implications for Mexico, not just Venezuela. The fentanyl comes from Mexico, and we know that the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, has a lot of cartel ties. So what do you think this means for the hemisphere and for bilateral relations between us and Mexico?
I think they better watch out. I think there's a new sheriff in town. His name is Donald J. Trump. And on the world stage, there's nobody better. Ma'am, I don't want him teaching my daughter's dadgum Sunday school class, but I sure as heck love him in the White House because he goes after bad people, and they understand that. That's why you don't see us insulted internationally anymore as we did the last 4 years. Under Biden, we'd write a strong letter or ask the UN for permission. We've got a real president in the White House, and he gets it. He gets the world stage. That's why America is stronger than it ever has been militarily and economically. And the left just can't grasp that, and that's why they continue to trash him, because they want the control.
Well, things are definitely heating up in the Caribbean and now also in Mexico. Maduro and Claudia Sheinbaum on the radar. So we appreciate you so much for joining us and breaking down what all these latest moves are by our president and our administration. Thanks so much, and Merry Christmas.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.